Thank you, Patrick, and California Fair Share for allowing me to speak today. Just a couple of weeks ago, I was in almost daily contact with the doctors from the National Institute of Health. I was attempting to join a trial targeting sarcoma, a rare cancer that affects less than 1% of all cancer patients. There is no cure. There are few treatments, and as of a couple of months ago, I had exhausted nearly all of them. I have had 5 surgeries, 2 cycles of radiation to my spine and skull, and I've had a total of 11 cycles of the approved chemotherapies. My body is becoming tired of all those treatments, and I need to find a new path. Right now, it may not look like I have cancer. My hair is growing back. I have regained much of the weight lost during treatment. Most people expect someone in my position to be able to cope with the diagnosis. But I made a promise to my daughter that I would not let her grow up without a mother. Nothing would keep me down. Nothing would hold me back. On October 1st, the government shut down. I had no choice to stop my mission. Each week, 200 patients out of other options like me enroll in potentially life-saving trials at the National Institute of Health. 200 husbands, wives, sons, daughters. 200 families hoping for a cure. Those 200 patients are only the ones enrolled. There are a countless number of other patients hoping to enroll in a trial but are ineligible. So far, 400 patients have been denied. For hopeful applicants like me, the shutdown pushed cutting-edge treatment further away. But for people like me, a delay of weeks or even days could be a matter of life or death. In the early days of the shutdown, a skeleton crew at NIH began reviewing the applications that were already in process. I was one of those applicants. They reviewed my case and told me I was not eligible for the trial. If not for the shutdown, I would have known a week earlier. 7 days might not seem like much, but every day without treatment puts me at risk. Each day that passes without a budget, 25 more patients cannot enroll in their trials. Countless others have to look for other treatments. I immediately started to look for other avenues to acquire this drug that showed so much promise. But I came to the realization that most of the paths to the drug ran through the federal government. I found a couple of options that do not go through the federal government, and I'm exploring those with renewed energy. I stand before you because I am not special. I am not a celebrity. I am not a politician. I am here because I was watching CNN on the first day of the shutdown, and they were asking people to share their stories about how the shutdown is affecting their lives. Since that email, I have been interviewed by Anderson Cooper at CNN, NBC, MSNBC, CBS, Al Jazeera America, RT-TV, the Sacramento Bee, Oncology Times, the Washington Post, and our hometown, Auburn Journal. My story has been published across the globe, and I've received emails of support from as far away as Australia and Vietnam. I've collected over 140,000 signatures supporting an end to the shutdown on change.org. Each time I schedule an interview, I tell my husband, "This is going to be the last one. This will end soon." But I am still here. I stand here not as a Republican, as a Democrat or Libertarian, Independent, or Green Party representative. I stand here as an American, a voting American whose voice is being ignored. The politicians like Tom McClintock have tried to make this about their agenda, not for what is best for Americans like me, like all of us. I keep hearing politicians talking about winning the shutdown battle. It's not about winning, it's about survival. It's not about doing the best for your party. It is about doing what's best for your country. When they speak about winning this shutdown issue, I do agree that there will be losers. We, the citizens, are losers. We voted for a government that does not listen to us. We voted for politicians that would rather shut down the government and put American lives at risk than disappoint their friends. We deserve better, and the shutdown now. Thank you so much.
To stand with her today in solidarity, to call on Congressman Tom McClintock to yield to reason and end the shutdown. We are here today to deliver 140,000 petition signatures from across the country, petitions to all the members of U.S. Congress and the U.S. Senate, calling on them to stop the shutdown and get our government working again to help people like Michelle fight cancer. Help people get their small businesses back on the ground. People like Tim, the fishing guide in Yosemite, whose business was completely devastated because of the shutdown of Yosemite National Park. dozens of small businesses that rely on Yosemite have had their businesses completely devastated because no tourists are going back up there, so no one is going on their fishing trips. Honeymoons, weddings, family vacations have been absolutely ruined because of the federal shutdown. Moreover, we need to open up the federal government to make sure that we can put people back to work that we depend on, like the U.S. Forest Service firefighters who bravely fought the rim fire and are now working to clean it up without pay. People like Lyndon, who wrote into us saying he's required to go back to work without pay and let alone won't be able to afford to get back to work and afford the gasoline he needs to get to work. The government needs to open up to make sure that people like Carol can get their Social Security benefits that they depend on. We need to make sure that Carol doesn't end up on the streets cold and homeless. And we need to make sure that people like Patricia and Jay here, veterans of our foreign wars, get the benefits they need. Let's show them that we as a country value their service and support their continued involvement in our community.